Hi there, this is Brian, and I am going to do a deck profile on my Scraptown deck. Yes, this is a scrap variant, so it's going to be a little bit different than normal scraps. First, to start off, 3 Scrap Beast. These guys are the level 4 Scrap Tuner, is basically the heart and soul of this deck. Every scrap deck must use 3. This is the easiest level 4 tuner out there, and you can use this for any level 4. Level 8 synchro. You can also use its effect where when it's popped by a scrap effect, you get to search for another scrap instead of itself, so you can search for a chimera in the grave and just bring it back to your hand, and then you can play it again the next turn to sync again with Scrap Beast. There's 3 of those. Next part of my deck is 3 Scrap Chimeras. Again, this is the heart and soul of the deck. Like Scrap Beast, this can be used for synchros. Usually this is played, so you play this, and you special summon Scrap Beast. This is an easy level 8. Easy level 8. This is only Scrap Dragon because it's the only level 8 Scrap Synchro. And Scrap Chimera can only be used for Scrap Synchro, so you can only use it for like Scrap Twin Dragon, you can use for Scrap Dragon, and you can use for Scrap Archfiend. The only 3 Scrap Synchros you normally use. You can use Atomic, but you'll never use this for Atomic Scrap Dragon because level 4, and you really can't quick sync with this because you can only quick sync with this to get level 8, there's just Scrap Dragon. So, or you can use it for Scrap Goblin, get Scrap Archfiend. So we got 3 of those. Next off we have our Scrap Goblins. Scrap Goblins is a 1-turn or 2-turn Spirit Reaper, whatever you want to call it. You play him, you set him, when someone attacks, flip, and he's not destroyed because when he's set or in attack mode he can't be destroyed by battle, but when he's face of defense and he's targeted by a monster for an attack target, it does destroy itself at the end of the battle phase, so it will last that turn for a 1-turn Spirit Reaper. But it destroys itself by its own effect, not by a battle, so once it's destroyed you get to search for your scrap card and add it to your hand, and this, like Scrap Beast's effect when it's in defense mode, does search for other scrap cards and not itself. This is a good 1-turn Spirit Reaper just for those little sacrifices you want to make on the way if you ever make any sacrifices for scraps. That's very rare, but if you do. Or you can play Scrap Chimera, like I said before, bring out Scrap Goblin, that's an easy 7, usually. Now on to the next part, we have this next scrap card, Scrap Golem. This is a card that not everyone plays, but it is recommended for a scrap deck. This card is a level 5, yes, it's kind of hard to get out, but usually this is used in response to your little Scrap Goblin sitting there for 1 turn. You sacrifice it, you play this. This is a 1-turn reborn for scrap, so basically once he's played, you get to reborn a scrap card from your deck, from your graveyard, sorry, and that's usually a Scrap Tuner. So usually your Scrap Tuner, you get your Scrap Beast. This is an easy 9, and it's a generic 9 too, so it can be anything you want that only requires 1 tuner, 1 tuner. This is usually a Scrap Twin Dragon, which, there you go, it's easy 1 turn. Or you can bring out a Scrap Goblin, 5/3, and this is a generic 8. You can use this for your Stardust, your Archfiend, your Colossal Fighter, Thought Ruler, and anything level 8. Really easy to get out. So you only use 2 of those, so I don't want a dead draw. They could just sit in your hand and not do anything. Another combo is when you synchro, and it gets your Scrap Dragon or Scrap Twin Dragon destroyed by an opponent's effect or by battle, you special summon Scrap Golem. You use Scrap Golem's once per turn effect once it's summoned to bring out Scrap Beast or Scrap Goblin. Another easy sync, so you bring back one of your Twin Dragons or another Scrap Dragon or whatever level 8 or 9 you want. Next card, we have 1 Scrap Breaker. I only run 1 of these just because it is a level 6. It does force pop a card on the field, so you can normal summon it again. So basically, if I have Scrap Beast on the field, Scrap Beast is on the field, you special summon, pop this by its effect because of special summon. So when you destroy this, this goes for your search. Search for Scrap Chimera usually. Usually this goes to your hand. You haven't normal summoned yet, you normal summon, bring out Scrap Beast. Now this is used sometimes, not most of the time. Usually you would use Scrap Orthros, which I am going to get 3, but not for this variant deck. It's a good sync. It's a level 6, so you can go for your level 10s, or you can bring back again, Scrap Goblin. This is a 9, so usually this is another sync for a 9, so this is Scrap Twin Dragon again. Usually for the higher levels, because Scraps do have low levels, but the higher levels, or like Twin Dragon, are usually the ones to go for, or Scrap Dragon for generic decks. Next off, 3 Cyber Dragons. Enough said about these guys. Honestly, overpowered card, I think, because they're awesome. Once someone has a monster on their field, you have none, you special summon. Special summon, you can use it for anything, honestly. Usually, I use it as a fodder for synchros. You can just normal summon one of these guys after you special summon these, sync for 9 again. Again, Twin Dragon. Or, you can normal summon Goblin, another level 8 generic. Anything you want, level 8. Or, you can use it, sacrifice it, play this guy, bring one back, sync again. So this guy is in your grave. You can use him again. Honestly, 3 of these guys, awesome. Or you can also kind of attack your own stuff, but who really does that? Again, since this is a Scraptown variant, it does have Galvatron Dragons. This is the core of the Gear Town magical hat trick effect. You need 3 Gear Towns, and I only run two Galvatron Dragons just because I don't want one as dead draw, and plus, once the last Gear Town has been used, it's used to reborn one of these from the grave. So, it does limit the numbers of dragons you can have on the field, but when are you going to have 3? Normally you can have 2 from the magical hat trick, but usually just keep 2 so you don't have a dead draw. Next card is Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk, easy synchro again, bring out the easy level 4. Honestly, level 4. Like, what other tuner is level 4? Like, it's rare, so Scrap Beast, sync for 8. Again, this is generic, just because Chimera's not here. Again, since everything's force pop by its own effect, that's what Scraps do. Grinnell, honestly, put him down, half your life points as attack. Awesome. Comes in as 0, so you can't get bottomless. Awesome card. Now onto the spells and magics. 2 Scrapyards, 2 searches. Scrap Storms, for any of those effects that really target your scraps and you don't want them removed, like Caius. Once you play Caius, they try to play your Scrap Beast. You don't want your Scrap Beast dead. Why don't you just use them for a Scrap Storm? Scrap Storm, search out your little Chimera, put him in the grave. Beast gets destroyed by Scrap effect, add him to your hand. That's another easy sync right after the next turn. So they waste their little pop. I only run 2 of these because one can be dead draw and you have nothing on the field to pop. So it's kind of risky if you have 3, but I only run 2, so it's okay. Since the Scraptown variant, again, Gear Towns, run 3. If you don't run 3, it's not really Scraptown variant, so run 3. Magical Hat Trick 2, and 1 for fodder, just in case that Magical Hat Trick doesn't work. Staple, 2 MSTs. Giant Tornado. Of course, Monster Reborn. Overpowered card. Just overpowered. Just enough said. And on to the traps. 2 Bottomless. Staple. Compulsory. Torrential. Mirror Force. Staple. Trapson. 7 Tools. Magical Hat Trick. Call the Haunted. Now, Call the Haunted, you use this with the Scrap Dragons, the Scrap Twin Dragon or Scrap Dragon itself, because those 2 are the only ones with effects that special summon a Scrap from your graveyard when it's destroyed by an effect. So if you chain this to a Giant Churnade, so if you chain this, it destroys the Scrap Twin Dragon or Scrap Dragon, and it does special summon another Scrap card from your graveyard just because it's destroyed by opponent's effect. Well, the monster itself is destroyed by opponent effects because it's been disconnected from Call the Haunted. So I run this card, main it, because it works with the Scraps so well. Really call this a good combo if someone's trying to OTK you with your Churnade. Deepers. And last but not least, a Solemn Judgment. Now on to the very, very small extra deck of mine. A Scrap Dragon. Yes, I know I only have 1, but it's really hard to find Scrap Dragons these days. So, 1. Run 2 for consistency and really versatile deck if you run 2, which I'm trying to get my second one. Until then, 1, just really recycle it with all the Scrap effects. just trying to. Other than that, Scrap Dragon, level 8, generic synchro 28, and with an awesome effect. And pop one on my field, pop one on yours, really awesome. 2 Scrap Twin Dragons, about to run 3, but 2 right now because it seems that's pretty much all I need. Easy, level 9, has to be scrapped though, that's the problem. Double compulsory effect, really prepares you for those OTKs, really controlling your opponent's field, so they have to set more than 3 cards for them to be safe. Other than that, these guys are great 3k level 9s. 3k is a bit little for a level 9, but their compulsory effect really makes it worth it, and its recycle effect when it's destroyed by battle or by effect is awesome too. Next off are level 7s for scraps. These level 7 Scrap Archfiend, 27 beater, Stardust Killer, really easy, play Chimera, play Goblin, or to get level 7. That's pretty much the only combo you use to get Scrap Archfiend out. Any other way is almost impossible, unless you use things like Summoner Monk with Goblin, but what are the odds you're going to use Summoner Monk just sitting on the field? Next off, 2 level 8 generic synchros that I really like. 1 Thought Ruler, because he's awesome. Really awesome. Really should call him a staple. I don't know if everyone has him, but really good 27 level 8. Has a good effect that negates any spells or traps that target, not, you know, just destroy. It has to be target and destroy 1 psychic monster on the field. Usually it's Thought Ruler itself. So really, Regeki Break, Infinity Break, Scrap Dragon again. Really, not Scrap Dragon, sorry, that's a monster. All those trap cards really. Gemini Spark, stop them all with this guy. Pay 1,000 life points, stop it. Really think he's a staple. Really like this guy. 27, again, he is going to run over Stardust. Stardust will die from him, so awesome. Last but not least, since my synchro pile is that small, Colossal Fighter. People play 6 times so much, Colossal Fighter. Easy level 8, 28, beat stick, and it goes up from there, destroy by battle, comes back. Really broken effect, you know, ram things, come back. Awesome. So that's pretty much it for my scrap deck. That's pretty much, this is a Scraptown variant, so yeah, that's pretty much it. It's becoming dated, so I'm not going to play it as much. I'm going to really rotate out all the Scraptown parts of the deck and just put in other parts like Orthros or another Scrapyard. Something to update it more to the speed of new decks now, because the Magical Hat Trick really easy to get around nowadays. So until then, I think this is going to be the first video upload of my deck, but also last update for it. So keep up onto the Facebook group for all the members, and thank you for looking over the deck. Hope you enjoyed it.